Hello student. In this video I'm going to solve the sample paper 1 of JEE 2020. Let me solve the question one by one. An ionic solid AB as sodium chloride type crystal. The shortest distance between the cations and anions is 500 picometer. If there is a Schottky defect of 2%, then the density of the crystal in gram per cm cube will be. Okay. Now see the particular conditions what they are given here. Now see the first one here. The shortest distance between the cations and anions, between the cations and the this is the anions. Okay, so what is the value they are given? That is the which is the okay, let me take the A by 2. The given value is the which is the 500 picometer. So the A becomes the which is the 1000 picometer. Okay, now we got the which is the particular the edge length here. Now we know the equation. Let me take this is the ideal, because there is a which is the Schottky defect. Hence I am going to write the D ideal, which is equal to Z into M. So divided by the which is the A cube into which is the Na. So let me substitute the value. The Z value for the NaCl. Okay, so here we are going to have the which is the 4. The molar mass they are given, that is the 120. Now see the A value. So here they were the picometer they are going to give. They are given, that is that 1000 into 10 to the power of minus 10. Okay, that is the whole power 3. Okay, into the n. Okay, so n value I am going to take it as the 6 here. Okay, 6.02 into 10 to the power of, that is the 23. And now here the value what we got, that is the 0.8. Okay, that is which is the gram per cm cube we got. But see the next one here, there is the Schottky defects of the 2%. Hence actual density for this one, because we know that in the Schottky defect the density will be decreases here. So now I am going to write the 0.8 into the which is the 0.98. Okay, so the remaining will be the which in the 0.98. Okay, out of the 1, because there is a 2% will be the deficiency here. Okay, and now we can identify the value, that is 0.784, that is the gram per cm cube. Okay, hence in this case the option is a which one, that is the second one. Okay, so next one. Which of the following metal is not commercially extracted by the self-reduction method? Okay, so is not commercially extracted by the self-reduction method from their corresponding ores. Okay, so you have to identify the sum of the metal. They undergoes the which is the self-reduction. It is also called as the auto reductions here. Okay, the sulfide ores, especially these the particularly the ores, they undergoes the which in the self-reduction. That is the sulfide ore of copper. Again the which is the lead, and also the mercury. Okay, so are reduced. Okay, only these metal they are reduced the which is by the which one, the self reductions, by self reductions. Okay, but here what you are having the copper, lead and the mercury. Okay, but which of the metal is not commercially extracted? Hence in this case the option is which one, that is the 2. Okay, now see the next one here. What is the major product for the given reaction sequence? Okay, see the first one what they are given here. Okay, let me write the particular reactions here. They are given the which is the aniline here. Aniline. When the aniline reacts with the acetic anhydride, okay, that means here the NH2 group they gets protected. So this is the acetic anhydride. The first product you are going to get the which is the acetanilide. Okay, here the acetanilide formula is the NHCOCH. This acetanilide, if you do the nitration reaction, that is the nitric acid and also the sulfuric acid here. So which gives you the para product, that is the para nitroacetanilide. This is the acetanilide. In the para position, the electrophile that will be the goes here. The electrophile is which is the nitronium ion. Okay, and the followed by the which is the hydrolysis here. This is the hydrolysis, and here we are going to get. Okay, if you do the hydrolysis for the which in the acetanilide, here we are going to get the which in the respective, that is the NH2, and this group that remains the same. That means finally we got the which is the para nitro. So we got the which is the para nitro, that is the aniline. Okay, so in this case the options. Okay, to identify the particular the option is the which one, that is the first one. Okay, so next one. At 25 degrees Celsius, the vapor pressure of an aqueous solution of urea is equal to the osmotic pressure of 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 molar aqueous solution of glucose. If the vapor pressure of pure water at 27 degrees Celsius is 114 torr, then the mole fraction of urea in its solution is. Okay, just go to this one here. But see the particular the given conditions here. The vapor pressure of aqueous solution the vapor pressure of the what the aqueous solution. Okay, so they're given the which one, the of urea, which is equal to which one, that is what the osmotic pressure. So hence I can take it as a which is what the osmotic pressure, which is equal to which one is the CRT. That is what the CRT. Okay, see this one here. So what is the concentration they're given? That is the 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. R value I'm going to take. Okay, just go to this one here. So here there is a 0.0 is what the 8, that is what the liter into atmosphere. Okay, here I'm going to take the what the particular value 0.08. Okay, into, that is what the temperature in terms of the Kelvin, that becomes the what the 300. Now the osmotic pressure what we got, that is the which one? So 0. That is the what the 1 2. So here we got in terms of the atmospheric, but especially in the next case they are given the which is the torr. That means you have to convert into the millimeters of mercury. That is 0.12 into the what the 760, because we know that so 1 atmosphere which is equal to the what the 760 millimeters of mercury, and the value what we got, that is the what the 91.2. That is the what the torr. So this is nothing but the which in the what the vapor pressure of the what the solution. So now what you have to calculate here, that means what here we have to calculate the which one, the mole fractions of the what the urea in its solution. So we know the what the RLVP, that is the equation, that is what the P naught minus P dash divided by the P naught, which is equal to which is what the X of the what the solute. To calculate the mole fraction of the solute. So the vapor pressures, okay, of the pure, that is what the solvent, okay, what they're given, that is what the 114. The P dash, the vapor pressure what we got, that is what the this one, that is what the 91.2. So divided by the which one, the 114, which is equal to which is what the X of the which one, the solute. So now we have to identify the mole fractions of this value. Here we got, that is what the 0.2. Okay, hence in this case the option is a which one, that is what the fourth one. The option is fourth one. Okay, so next one. When glycerol is treated with the what the excess of hydrogen iodide, it produces. Okay, let me take the particular glycerol here, CH2OH, and again we are adding which in the CH, that is the what the OH, again the what the CH2, that is the what the OH. So whenever it reacts with the what the hydrogen, okay, the hydrogen iodide here. So here we got the which in the CH2I, that is what the CHI, that is the that is the which one, the OH group is replaced by the which is what the this one, the iodine. Okay, that means we got this one, but this molecule is highly, that is what the unstable. The reason is which one, if when you have the iodine at the what the adjacent the what the carbon atom, so we can identify the what it is a highly unstable here. That means so here it eliminates the which in the iodine molecule, okay, and it forms the what the respective, that is what the alkene. That means here we got the which is what the allyl iodine. Okay, but again we are going to add the, because we are adding the excess one, because again this particular is the hydrogen halide attacks to the which in the allyl iodide according to which in the Markovnikov rule. That is what the, here we got the what this compound, the CH3 CH, and here it is what the I, and again what you are having is the CH2I. Again you just identify adjacent carbon atom, we are having iodine, again it is a which in the unstable, it eliminates the which is the iodine molecule to form CH3 CH double bond CH2. So that means we got the what the alkene. So excess, again we are going to take this one, again the addition is according to the which in the Markovnikov rule, and here we got the what the CHI, and here it is the what the CH3, and finally we got the which in the isopropyl iodide. So the IUPAC name will be the what the 1 2, that is 3, and the 2 iodo, that is the propane. The option is which one, that is the what the second one. Okay, so next one, see the sixth question here, the sixth one. Carbide which reacts with water to give propane. You have to identify which metal carbide on hydrolysis or reacts with water to give the water the propane. Okay, let me take the first one here, the calcium carbide. When you take the calcium carbon, and if you do the what the hydrolysis, and here you are going to get the what the respective, that is the what the hydrocarbon, that is the which one, that is the what the we got the which one, that is the ethane. Okay, the byproduct is always which in the what the metal hydroxide here. Okay, and see the next one here, when you take the what the magnesium carbide, whenever it reacts with the what the water, and here we got the which is the what the propane. Okay, here we got the which in the propane, because here our intention is to get the what the which metal carbide which gives you the propane. That means we got the what the magnesium carbide. Let me check for you the next one here, the silicon carbide. Whenever if you do the what the reacts with the water, and here we are going to get the which is the methane. And similarly, if you take the which is your the aluminium, that is your the carbon, that is your the Al4C3. That means if you do the hydrolysis for this one, again we going to get the which one is the methane. But the byproduct will be the metal hydroxide here. Here we got the which is your the that is your the ethane. Okay, and here we got the which is your the propine. and here in both the case we got the which is the methane. Okay, that means when magnesium carbide on hydrolysis, you are going to get the which is the propane. Okay, hence in this case the option is which one? That is the second one. Okay, so next one. Which sugar is composed only of that is the beta D glucose units here? Okay, just identify this one here. Especially for the starch, okay, which is made up of the which is the alpha D, that is the glucose. Okay, but in the cellulose, it is made up of a which is the beta D glucose. But if you're talking about the lactose here, it is made up of a which is the glucose and the which is the galactose. Glucose and the galactose. If it is the sucrose here, it is a which is the glucose and the which is the fructose, because this is the particular the repeating units here. Okay, that means the disaccharide. The lactose is a disaccharide which is made up of glucose and galactose. Sucrose is also a disaccharide which is made up of the glucose and fructose. But if we're talking about the starch and the cellulose, this will be the refers to the polysaccharides. But this will be the alpha D glucose, the monomer, and here the beta D glucose. Okay, so in the cellulose is a linear polymer of the which in the beta D glucose units by the beta glycosidic linkage. Okay, hence in this case the option is a which one? That is the second one. Okay, so next one. Ozonolysis of an organic compound A produces the acetone and propanaldehyde in equimolar mixture. Identify A from the following compounds. Okay, so let me take what are the products we got here. So the one thing is the acetone. The formula will be the which one? The CH3COCH3. And next thing is the propanaldehyde. The propanaldehyde is this one. Okay, CH3CH2, and the next thing is the CH2. But to identify particularly the alkanes, okay, let me take in this form here. So I'm going to indicate the carbonyl group like this. Okay, this is the CH3. Similarly, I'm going to indicate the carbonyl group of the another the compound here, that is here the propanaldehyde. I'm going to indicate like this, O, the CO, and here it is the H, and here I'm going to indicate the CH2, that is the CH3. But during this one, that means you just remove the which is the oxygen, and you have to put the double bond between the carbon to carbon. We can easily get the which in the particle the alkenes. This is a simple way to identify this one. So this is the CH3, and now I'm going to put the double bond here. Here what is the remaining? The CH, and the next thing is the CH2, that is the CH3. Okay, so this is the CH2, that is the CH3. And I have to identify what exactly the particle the alkenes are. So let me give the numbering here, because the double bond they have to get the least number here. So now in the second position you are hanging about the methyl. That is the 2-methyl, that is the 2-pentene. Okay, the name of this alkene is which is the 2-methyl, that is the 2-pentene. Okay, hence in this case the option is which one? That is the third one. Okay, so next one. Now see the ninth question here. Which of the following is a condensation copolymer? The copolymer means what? It consists of the two different, that is the monomer here. Okay, let me take the first one, the polystyrene. Okay, actually it is a which is the condensation polymer. It is not a condensation, it is a which one? The addition polymer of the which is the styrene. Okay, if you take the which is the n number of the which is the styrene here, that means you are going to get the which in the polystyrene. That means it is not a which is the copolymer, because we are taking the which in the same, that is the styrene here. Okay, that means here this particular this one they undergoes the which is the addition polymer. Okay, so let me take the buna, that is the S here. Okay, the buna S, which is the addition polymer between the which is the butadiene and the which one? That is the styrene. Okay, so this is the one of the monomer here. Okay, this is the butadiene, and the styrene is this one. Okay, just identify this one between these two, particularly the monomer. Okay, so what you can identify, that is the addition. That means it is an example for the which is the addition copolymer. It is an example for the which is the addition copolymer, because the two different, that is the monomer, but between these two, the particularly the monomer, they undergoes which is the additional polymerization. Okay, so now come to the bakelite. So the bakelite is the which is the condensation polymer of the which one? The phenol and the which one? The formaldehydes. Okay, just identify this one. So here we are having which is the phenol as well as which is the formaldehyde. It is a which is the copolymer, but between these two, what you can identify? We can identify the condensation. So here we can identify the which is the condensation, that is the copolymer. Okay, so here the question is the which of the following is a condensation copolymer. This is a copolymer, but it is a addition. This is the copolymer. What type of the polymerization? It is a condensation. Let me see with the last one here. The nylon 66, which is the the condensation, that is the the homopolymer, because in the monomer for the nylon 6 is the which in the caprolactam. Okay, the caprolactam, the structure will be like this. Okay, this is the C double bond O. Here we are having a CH2. So CH2, okay, again we are engaging the CH2, here also the CH2, okay, and the next thing is the CH2, and the next thing is which one, that is the NH. So initially you are going to get the which is the two terminal ends here, it will breaks up here. So it undergoes the condensations to form the which is the condensation polymer. Okay, it is a condensation polymer, it is not a which is the copolymer, because we can't identify the two different, that is the monomer. Okay, hence in this case the option is a which one, that is the 3. Okay, next one. The abnormal molecular mass of acetic acid when dissolved in benzene is found to be 80 gram per mole. The percentage of acetic acid present in dimeric form in solution is, okay. Let me take this one here. So the Van 't Hoff factor I is nothing but the which is the normal molar mass. Okay, let me take the which in the N stand for the normal. Okay, normal molar mass, so divided by the which is the absorbed. Okay, that is the absorbed, that is the molar mass. Okay, so absorbed is nothing but the which is the abnormal, that is the molar mass. Okay, normal molar mass for the acetic acid is the 60. Okay, that is the absorbed molar mass what we got, that is the 80. So here the I value what we got is the 0.75. Okay, now see this one here. Now we have to identify the what exactly the percentage of acetic acid present in the dimer form. Okay, now see, let me take this one here. This is the acetic acid on associations. Here we got the which one, that is the dimer of the which one, the acetic acid. Okay, so just go to this one here. So here this will be the 2, and here we are going to get the which is the dimer here. So initially, if suppose if you take the 1 minus alpha, what about this becomes the alpha by 2. So generally we are going to write the alpha by n, because it is a dimer, hence we are going to write it like this. Hence the total number of the the moles after the association. Okay, this one I can write it as a which one, I, which is equal to, okay, so 1 minus alpha plus alpha by 2, and hence the I value what we are going to get, that is the so 1 minus, that is the which one, that is the alpha by 2. If we calculate the this one, the high value I am going to substitute, this is the 0.75, which is equal to 1 minus alpha by 2. Here if we calculate the alpha value what we got, that is the which is the 0.5. So here we got the which is the 0.5. But what we have to calculate the which is the percentage of which one, the acetic acid present in the the dimer. Okay, so let me calculate this one here. So in the dimer, okay, I'm going to write this is the dimer. I can write as which in the alpha by 2. So divided by the which is the 1 minus, this is the total. Okay, that is the 1 minus alpha by 2 into which one, that is the 100. Okay, you just identify this one here. So here we got the which in the particular is the value. If you substitute here 0.5 divided by the 2, again the divided by 1 minus alpha value what we got, that is the 0.5 divided by 2 into 100. So now and finally if we calculate here, we are going to get the which is the 33.33, that is the percentage. Okay, this is the percentage of acetic acid present in the dimeric form, hence in the option, that is the which one, the 4th one. Okay, so next one. Now see the 13th question here. Which compound give a base insoluble product with benzene sulfonyl chloride? Okay, this benzene sulfonyl chloride is nothing but the Innsberg reagent. Okay, that is the Innsberg reagent. Just go to this one here. So this Innsberg reagent is the one of the reagent which is used to distinguish between the primary, secondary and tertiary amines. Okay, let me write the particular the structure here. So this is the which one, the N-ethyl aniline. Okay, this is the aniline. That means here the one of the hydrogen is replaced by the which is this one. Okay, so this is an example for the which is the secondary amines. So let me take the which is the anisole. Okay, so anisole is the which one, the methoxy, that is the benzene. Okay, so it is a which one, the ether here. The next thing is the para, that is the toluidine. Okay, so the para toluidine is this one. Okay, I'm going to write the NH2 here. And here in the para positions we are which is the CH3. So this is an example for the which is the primary amines. And next thing is the trimethyl amine, that is this is the N. Here it is the CH3, and also we are having this is the CH3. So this is an example for the which is the tertiary amines. Okay, now this is the reagent which is used to distinguish between the primary, secondary and tertiary amine. Okay, let me take the general reactions with the benzene sulfonyl chloride with the different types of the amines. Okay, just go this one. This is the benzene sulfonyl chloride. Okay, I'm going to take the primary amines in this form. That is the RNH2. I'm going to write it like this. Okay, you just identify this one here. So here it forms the respective N-alkyl benzene sulfonamide. Okay, just go this one here. So here the product what you are going to get is the N, that is the alkyl. N-alkyl, that is the benzyl sulfonamide. Okay, here which gives you the precipitate here, that means which is soluble in. This is the soluble in, that is the alkali or the base. Okay, so now you just identify the next one. Suppose if I take the same thing here, suppose if I introduce the which one, that is the secondary amines. Okay, again I'm going to write the which ones are the secondary amines here. Okay, I'm going to write this the H, and here I'm going to write the R and R dash. This is the R dash, this is the R. So again here also we are going to have the HCl. The main product what you are going to get, this is the N comma N, that is the dialkyl benzene sulfonamide. Okay, this is the particular product here. The S double bond O, and here is the N, and this is the R dash and the R. But here we got the precipitate which is insoluble, which is the insoluble in the which is the alkali or as the base. Okay, just identify this one. Here is you got the precipitate which is insoluble in alkali. Okay, see this one. The compound which gives the base insoluble product with the Innsbruck reagent. That refers to which one? This is the primary amine. This will be the secondary amines. But the tertiary amines does not show the reaction because we don't have the hydrogen in the tertiary amine. Hence, the benzene, the sulfonyl chloride does not give the precipitate to the tertiary amines. Okay, in this particular the condition is which one? The insoluble product with benzene sulfonyl chloride. Okay, so that refers to which one? The secondary amines. Okay, and the secondary amines in this case is the which one? That is the first one. Okay, so next one, AB2 aqueous that decomposes according to the first order reactions here. After 20 minutes, the volume of A, this is the gas collected during such a reaction is 20 ml, and that collected after a very long time is the 40 ml at same temperature and pressure. The rate constant for the reactions is. Okay, so let me calculate this one here. So let me take the particular the equations here. Okay, that is the AB2. Okay, AB2, it is a aqueous, so which gives you the A, it is a gas, and this will be the 2B, that is a liquid. Okay, just go this one. Initially, that means the initial moles. Okay, so I can write it as a which, and this is the A, this will be the 0, that is the 0. That means at the initial. And next thing is what? So at the time t, that is that means if we're talking about after the 20 minutes, after the 20 minutes, I can write it as a which one? A minus x, and here what does it form? The x, and this will be the 2x. And the next thing is after the long time, that means I can write it as a t which is equal to the infinity here. So here we don't have the any, there is the AB2, it's completely decomposes here. I mean the completely undergoes the decomposes, and this will be the 1, this will be the which is the 2A. I can write this will be the 2A. Okay, so now what you have to calculate, that is the rate, that is the rate constant. Okay, just go this one. So K which is equal to this the 1 by T. Okay, you can write the 2.303 because I'm going to take the 1 by T. Okay, into ln. That is the A divided by the which is the A minus x. Okay, so the T which is the K which is equal to 1 by 20. Okay, this is I keep it as the ln only. Just identify the A. So that means after the the very long time is 40 ml of the same temperature. That means whatever we are having, that is completely converted into the product. That means I can write it as this will be the 40 and the A minus x. Okay, that you can write it as which is the 20. Okay, so just go to this one here. Okay, if you do the calculations here, we are going to get. Okay, so that means here 0.693. okay, so divided by the 20, so which is equal to which is the 3.46. okay, into 10 to the power of minus 2, that is the minute inverse. Okay, hence in this case the option is a which one? That is the third one. Okay, so next one, what is the major product for the given reactions here? Okay, just go to this reactions here. Okay, so they are given the which is the 2,4 dinitrochlorobenzene, that is the Cl. Here it is the nitro, and again we are having which is the nitro. But see the next conditions what they're given here. The first one is what the NaOH. Okay, the temperature is what the 368 Kelvin. Okay, so followed by the which is what the acidification. So you just identify this one here. So normally this is what the aryl halides. Okay, the aryl halides are less reactive towards the nucleophilic substitution reaction. Suppose when you introduce what the electron withdrawing group, so you just identify this one. So this nitro group act as a which on the electron withdrawing group. When you introduce the what the electron withdrawing group, the nucleophilic, that is what the substitution reaction goes on increases. That means this will be remain same, that this undergoes what the reactions, and finally here we are going to get that is what the OH. Okay, so that means the Cl is replaced by the word the OH. So and this nitro group, that will be what the remains as it is here. Okay, this is the product what you are going to get. That is nothing but so 2,4 dinitro, that is what the phenol. Okay, now we have to identify what will be the what the option in this case. In this case the option is a which one? That is what the third one. Okay, next one. For the following, that is what the sequential radioactive decay, the only correct statement is, okay, just go to this one. The first thing is which is the alpha, next will be the minus, this is what the beta here. Okay, just go to the particular thing. Let me take the this one here. So whenever if you do the which is what the alpha decay, okay, just go to this one here. So I'm going to write it this one. This is the A, this is the what the Y, and this will be the what the X. Okay, if you do the which is what the alpha decay, okay, here we are going to get there is a decreases in the what the this is what the mass number by the what the 4, and there is a decreases in the which is the atomic number by the which is what the 2. Okay, so now we are going to have the which is what the 4, that is what the this is the what the atomic mass and the what the atomic number of the helium. Okay, so now this is the what the particle the B what we got. Okay, let me take the B as it is here. This is what the Y minus 4. Okay, and next thing is what the X minus 2. Okay, if you do the which is what the beta minus decay here. So beta minus decay means what the mass number remains what the same, but there is a increase. That means what there is a increases in the which is what the proton. That means here we are going to identify just this one. Okay, so this remains what the same. That's what the Y minus this is what the 4, that is what the B. Okay, that means what the X minus the what the 1. That means there is a what the increases in the which is what the that is what the proton. Okay, so by decreasing the what the neutron, and you are going to get like this. Okay, next one, that is what the B. Okay, this is the what the C what we got here. Okay, again what you are having, this is the Y minus 4, this is what the X minus, this is what the 1. Okay, again we are going to do which in the minus, this is what the beta decay here. So again what you are going to identify, there is a increases in the what the proton, that decreases in the which in the neutron. Okay, that means what you are going to have, this remains what the same, that is what the Y minus, that is which one, this one. Okay, so let me take, okay, so this one I can take it as a which is what the C. Okay, because they're given the word the C. Okay, I'm going to write this is the word this is the word the C. Okay, and now what you are going to have, that is the word the Y minus 4, that is the word the D. Okay, and the next thing is which one, here I'm going to write the word the X. Okay, and after the word the D, again what you are going to do, that is the word the alpha, that is the word the decay here, that is the word Y minus, that is the word the 4, that is the word the D. Here what you are having, that is the word the X. Now if you do the word the alpha decay, and here what you are going to get, that is the word the Y, that is the word the minus 8, this is the word the E, and next thing is the word the X minus 2, and here what you are going to get, that is the word the 4, that is what the mass number and the atomic number of the what the helium. So now what you have to identify here, you have to identify what is the relations here. Okay, just go this one here. So now you just identify the what the first one, the atomic number of the what the E. Okay, that is what they are given the which is the X plus 2, but here what we got is a X minus 2. And the next thing is the mass number of the what the D. Okay, that is what the Y minus 8 they are given, but here we are given the Y minus, this is what the 4. So A and E are the what the isosters. Isosters is nothing but the atoms, ions and molecules that had the identical outer shells of the what the electrons. Okay, that is not possible. Just go to the what the B and the what the D. Okay, let me take the what the B. Okay, that is this one, and also the which is the what the this one. Okay, just identify this one. So the B and also what you are having, that is the what the D. Okay, here what you are having, this is the mass number will be the what the same. Okay, see the what the atomic number, that will be the different. Hence what you are going to call, that is the what the isobars. Hence in this case the option is a which one, that is the what the fourth one. Okay, so next one, 0.1 molar solution of which salt is most acidic one. Okay, now we have to identify. So that means you want the salt. okay, to identify the what the 0.1 molar solutions of which salt is the more acidic. That means salt formed by strong acid and the which is the weak base. Strong acid and the weak base. Okay, this is nothing but the which is the ammonium acetate. Okay, CH3COO, that is the NH4. So this salt is formed by the which is the weak acid and the weak base. Okay, let me write this is the the weak acid and the weak base. Similarly, if you're talking about the sodium cyanide, so you got this salt by the which is the strong base and the weak acid here. And so similarly, if you're talking about this one, the potassium nitrate, this is the both will be the strong base and the which is the strong, that is the acid. If we're talking about the aluminium chloride, so this salt we got from the which is the strong acid and the which is the weak base. This is the aluminium hydroxide is the weak base. Okay, so hydrochloric acid is which is strong, that is the acid, and this is the salt what you are going to got between the strong acid and the weak base. Okay, hence in this case the option is which one, that is the fourth one. Okay, so next one, identify R in the following series of the reactions. Okay, let me take the first one here. Okay, so this let me write the particular condensed formula. CH3, next thing is the CH2, and the next thing is the CH2, and here it is what you are having, that is the OH. The first one is which is the reaction with concentrated sulfuric acid. That means it undergoes the dehydrations here. Okay, it undergoes dehydrations to form the which is the alkenes. Okay, so we got the which is that is the alkene. This is the P. Okay, and this will be reacts with the bromine and the carbon tetrahydride. That means it undergoes additions here. So here we got the which is the CH. This is the the Br. That means we got the respective, that is the vicinal, that is the dihalides. Okay, this is the Q. Okay, so this Q on treated with the which is the alcoholic potassium hydroxide. That means they undergoes the which is the dehydrohalogenations here. So after the dehydrohalogenation, here we are going to get, okay, remember the one of the concept here. Okay, this is a dehydrohalogenations of the vicinal dihalides always gives you which one, that is the alkynes. The product what we got, that is which is the alkyne, is nothing but the which is the propane. Okay, hence in this case the option is which one, that is the fourth one. Okay, the option is fourth one. Okay, next one, the product obtained on treatment of ethyl chloride with potassium cyanide is reduced with the sodium and alcohol to give. Okay, now see this one here. So let me take this one here. So the first thing is the ethyl chloride. Okay, this is the ethyl chloride here. Okay, so whenever the ethyl chloride reacts with the potassium cyanide, so it undergoes a nucleophilic substitution reactions to form, that is the particle is the ethyl cyanide, or is it the propanitrile. Okay, so this upon reduced with the sodium and the ethyl alcohol. Normally the alcohol letter stand for the which is the ethyl alcohol. So it undergoes reductions. That means the nitrile group is changes to which in the respective, that is the amine. That means here we got the which in the primary amines. Okay, so this is the product what we got. Okay, is nothing but the which is the N-propyl amine. Okay, or is the propane amine. Okay, hence in this case the option is which one, that is the first one. Okay, so next one, 200 ml of odd water contains 1.1 mg of calcium chloride and 4.75 mg of magnesium chloride. Then the hardness of water will be, okay, so let me take this one here. There is the 1 liter, the 1 liter hard water, the 1 liter hard water, okay, equivalent to, it is equivalent to, okay, just identify this one. I am going to write it in this form here. The N of the calcium carbonate, which is equal to, now we have to calculate the which is the number of the moles here. 1.11 divided by the which is the 111. Okay, this is refers to which is the molar mass of the calcium chloride. Similarly for the magnesium chloride, I am going to take the 4.75 divided by the which one, that is the 95. So into this entire thing I am going to multiply by the which is the 5, that is this one millimoles. Because the 200 we have to convert into the which is for the 1 liters, that refers to which is the 0.3, that is the millimoles. Okay, so now we got the particle is this one here. Okay, now we have to calculate the which is the what exactly the mass. Okay, so 0.3 whenever it is multiplied with the which is the molar mass of the calcium carbonate, here what we got, that is the 30, that is the mg. Okay, so we got the 30 mg. So now what you have to calculate is what the hardness of water here. Okay, so that means you just identify this one here, the hardness of water. Okay, the hardness of water. Okay, so that means you just identify this one here, where we got the 30 mg is nothing but the which is the 30 mg which is present in the what the liter, which is nothing but the which is what the 30 ppm. Okay, so this is the what the particular the hardness of water. Okay, hence in this case the option is a which one, that is the what the fourth one. Okay, so next one. So the rest of the question is related to which is the numericals here. Okay, so we don't have the which is the what the MCQs here. Okay, see this one here. The degree of dissociation of the what the PCl5 at 500 atmosphere is 0.186. The degree of dissociation at the what the 200 atmosphere will be. Okay, so let me take the which in this one here. That is the degree of, that is what the dissociation here. So this the particularly what the degree of dissociation, the degree of dissociation. Okay, just let me take the what the this is what the x here, which is directly proportional to the square root of the which is what the v, or which is inversely proportional to the which is the square root of the which is the pressure. Okay, so this is the particular relations here. Okay, let me take the which is what the x of 1 divided by x of 2, but here they are given the pressure. I am going to take this relations here, which is equal to the which is the square root of the pressure of P2 divided by the which is the P1. So what is x of 1 they are given, that is what the 0.186 they are given. So divided by, we don't know this one here. Okay, at 200 atmosphere I am going to write it as a which is the x2. Okay, so which is equal to the what is the pressure at the what the P2 here, that is what the 200 here. So they are given the 200. So divided by the which is what the 50. Okay, now x2, so which is equal to, just identify this one. So this becomes a which is what the 0.182. So divided by the what the 2. So that means x2 that becomes a which is the 0.093. So this is the what the degree of dissociation at 200 atmosphere will be. Okay, so what is the degree of dissociation? What we got, that is what the 0.0, that is what the 93. Okay, so next one. The specific conductance of an N by 50 solution of potassium chloride at 25 degrees Celsius is 0.002765 mho. If the resistance of the cell containing this solution is 400 ohms, what is the cell constant? But you have to know the relations here. That is the specific conductance, that is the K, which is equal to which is the G star divided by the which is the R. But here what you have to calculate the cell constant, that means the G star which is equal to which is the K into the R. So what is this is the specific conductance they are given, that is the 0.002765. Okay, R value, the resistance what they are given, that is the 400 here. Okay, now we just identify the value what we got, that is the 1.106. Okay, this is the value what we got here. Okay, for the which one, that is the cell constant. Okay, so this is the value. Okay, next one. The vapor pressure of the water at 20 degrees Celsius is 17.54 millimeters of mercury. When 20 gram solute was added in 50 gram water, the vapor pressure was found to lower by 0.30 millimeters of mercury. Calculate the molecular weight of the solute. Okay, so let me calculate the this one here. So we know the relative lowering of vapor pressure and their relation towards the molar mass of the solute. There is a P naught minus P dash divided by the which in the P naught, which is equal to which one, that is the W2 into M1. Okay, this should be the M1. Okay, this is the M1. So divided by the which is the M2 into which one, this is the W1. Okay, just go to this one here. So what is the difference we got here? That is the vapor pressure. So was found to lower by 0.30. Okay, that is this one. So divided by the vapor pressure of the pure water, that will be the which one? That is at 20 degrees Celsius will be the 17.54. Okay, which is equal to. Okay, so what is the mass they are given? That is the 20. Okay, the 20 into the molar mass of the water is the 18. So here we don't know the molar mass of the solute. Okay, so which is dissolved in. Okay, that is the 50 gram of the which is the water. Okay, and now if you do the cross multiplication, the M2 value that becomes the which is the 420.96. That is the gram per mole. Okay, so next one. If the solubility of iodine in water is 0.8 gram per liter at 25 degrees Celsius, calculate the solubility of iodine in carbon tetrachloride. Okay, that is the partition coefficient of iodine in between carbon tetrachloride and water is 85 in favor of the which is the carbon tetrachloride at 25 degrees Celsius. So here what you have to calculate the solubility, calculate solubility of iodine in the carbon tetrachloride. Okay, let me take this one. The partition coefficient, okay, which is equal to which one? That is what the iodine in carbon tetrachloride. The next thing is which one? Iodine in the which one? That is what the water. Okay, so let me take this one. So let the what the solubility of iodine in carbon tetrachloride be a gram per liter. Let me take the word the a gram per liter. Okay, this is the word the particular thing. Okay, so now what is the partition coefficient they're given? That is the word the 85. So this one I can write it as the word the a. Okay, iodine in water, what is the solubility of iodine here? That is the word the point, that is the word the 8. Okay, so now the word the a value that becomes which is the word the 68, that is the word the gram per liter. Okay, so this is the what the particular the value here, that is the what the solubility of the iodine in carbon tetrachloride, that value is the what the 68. Okay, so next one, 20 dm cube sulfur dioxide diffuses through the porous partition in 60 seconds. What volume of O2 will diffuse under the what the similar conditions in the what the 30 seconds? Okay, let me take this one here. Okay, so that is what the according to the rate of the diffusions. Okay, here I am talking about the which is the what volume. Okay, the what volume will diffuse under the similar conditions here. I am going to take in terms of the volume here. This is what this one. This is for the which is the volume of the oxygen. Okay, so divided by the which is the volume of the which is the sulfur dioxide. The volume of the sulfur dioxide what they are given, that is the 20. Okay, so what are the seconds they are given? That is the 60. Okay, so which is equal to the which is that is the inversely proportional to their molar masses here. This is the what the sulfur dioxide, the molar mass is what the 64, and for the oxygen that will the value will be the what that is what the 32. Okay, so just identify this one here. So I can write it as I'm going to expand this one. That is what the V divided by the which is what the 30. Okay, and the next thing is what here the word the 20, and what about here this is the word the 60 here. So this is the one time, this will be the word the 2 times here. Okay, so this is the word the 1 time, this will be the word the 10 times. Okay, so now what is the remaining we are having? This is the V by 10, which is equal to, okay, this refers to which is the word the root 2. Okay, so now we are going to have the word the V, which is equal to the root 2 value is what the 1.414 into the word the 10. Okay, the V, the value what we got, that is the word 14.1, that is the word the dmq. Okay, this is the word the value. Okay, so for the which is what the volume of O2 will diffuse under the similar condition 30 seconds is which one? That is the 14.1, that is the word the dmq.